Welcome to Prompted for Success, the podcast that teaches you how to outsmart a robot without becoming one. I'm Charity Amancio, and if the thought of your job being replaced by a well coded machine sends a shiver down your spine, you've come to the right place. So let's stop worrying about the robots taking over and start talking about what to do when your new coworker is an algorithm. Today, we're diving into future proofing your brain and the skills that AI can't steal just yet. Now, let me begin this episode with a story that hits pretty close to home. You see, for years, I was riding high as a freelance content writer. I was receiving at least 10 orders in a week with clients I worked with for about 2 to 5 years. In short, my business was booming and I felt utterly indispensable. Then, a couple of years back, the generative AI tsunami hit. Overnight, it felt like every other client I'd painstakingly acquired suddenly decided that they could churn out good enough content from a few prompts to ChatGPT. Imagine my inbox. Once wouldn't let me sleep because of the amount of messages I get every hour. Started to look like a ghost town, like one of those from the Twilight Zone TV series. At that time, I had a few writers under my wing, but one by one I had to let them go because I was only left with a handful of clients. Now, I'm not gonna lie, for a hot minute, I genuinely thought about living in the mountains and becoming a goat. It was that disheartening. I mean, I understand completely. Why would you pay hundreds of dollars for an article when you can generate one for pennies? And at that time, ChatGPT was a hot new toy that can do no wrong, so people paid less attention to the quality of its output, which was another point of contention that everyone was so willing to overlook, by the way. I was absolutely sure I'll be phased out. But here's the kicker. I'm still writing today. The only thing that changed is that I'm not just writing content anymore. I'm producing knowledge that even AI is using as a reference. Why? Because while AI could churn out words, it couldn't replicate the me behind the words. My mastery of structuring tacit knowledge allowed me to direct AI with regard to which information is valuable and worth sharing. I had some clients who eventually returned for my services, either because they were unsatisfied with the AI output or their AI content didn't hit the SEO marks. By the way, that's search engine optimization for my non marketing friends. Now, looking back, I realized that it was my set of skills as an editor, that ability, to polish a chaotic draft, to ensure the tone and message truly landed, that got me through the entire AI debacle. And having a background in leadership where I strategize, problem solve, and most importantly, connected with people, proved even more invaluable in this digital revolution. Now, my story is not unique. Millions are facing similar shifts. The question isn't whether AI is taking over tasks, it definitely is. The real question is what makes you irreplaceable? And what are those uniquely human superpowers that AI, for all its dazzling capabilities, simply cannot replicate? That's what this episode is all about. We're diving into developing the essential human skills that will keep you indispensable, no matter how smart the algorithms get. Now, in my vault, I have 5 key steps that can future proof your brain. Step number one, Unleash your inner Picasso. That is to say, stretch your creativity and innovative skills. AI can generate art, music, and even write poems that make you shed a single perfect tear. But here's the catch: AI is brilliant at synthesizing existing data. It takes what's already out there and remixes it. It's like a super talented DJ, but it's not writing the original songs. So, how do you outsmart AI in terms of creativity and innovation? First, you need to practice asking what if more often. What if we tried this completely different approach? What if we combine these two unrelated ideas? AI struggles with truly novel, out of the box thinking. So that's your playground. Stay there and explore. Next, you need to seek out challenges at work that don't have a clear, obvious answer. These are the problems that require human ingenuity, abstract thought, and that little spark of eureka. AI is great at optimizing a known path, so you should be great at forging a new one. And finally, you need to dedicate time to activities that foster divergent thinking. It could be sketching, writing silly stories, or just letting your mind wander during a walk. You need to nurture your creative muscle. Step number two: master the human cheat code, also known as emotional intelligence and empathy. AI can analyze sentiment. That's a fact. But it can't truly feel or genuinely empathize. It can't navigate office politics with a subtle wink or understand why a client's fine actually means they're secretly furious. So follow these actions. Number one, listen like a spy, but for good. Pay closer attention to nonverbal cues in meetings. What's unsaid is often more important. Practice active listening. You're not just waiting for your turn to speak, but truly understanding the other person's perspective, their concerns, their unspoken needs. Next, practice perspective taking. Before reacting, consciously try to see a situation from someone else's shoes. How might a manager, a junior team member, or perhaps a stressed client feel about a particular change in your systems? This builds empathy and helps you anticipate reactions. And then you need to refine your conflict resolution skills. AI might be able to offer dispute resolution templates, but it cannot mediate a heated argument between two passionate colleagues. It cannot find common ground or rebuild trust. Remember that these soft skills are becoming the hardest to replace. Step number three: become the logic sensei. So, an AI can chew through a mountain of data in milliseconds, which is great, but it has all the critical thinking skills of a toddler. It just knows what you told it to know. It needs you to be the grown up in the room, asking the right questions, spotting its occasional digital mishaps, and making the tough calls when the data just isn't giving you a clear answer. Think of it as your super-powered intern. It's smart, but you still have to double check its work before it hits the company wide email. To truly become a logic master, you must question everything. When an AI hands you an answer, don't just smile and nod. Ask why and how. Learn to spot the missing pieces, the sneaky assumptions, and the gaps in its data. Next, practice scenario planning. Think of it as your career's Dungeons and Dragons. Lay out different what if scenarios for your job or industry. This trains your brain to tackle messy, multi layered problems that would make an AI circuit overheat. And finally, seek diverse perspectives. Actively hang out with people who think differently than you. This helps you find your own blind spots and make sure you're not just confirming what an AI trained on potentially biased data wants you to believe. Step number 4, adopt like a chameleon. If AI has taught us anything, it's that the speed of change is now faster than my dog trying to chase a duck. The skills that made you valuable yesterday might be on the digital chopping block tomorrow. So, your superpower here is the ability to continuously learn, unlearn, and then relearn again, probably in a slightly different order. Consider these three actions. First, embrace the beta mindset because nothing is ever truly finished. Treat new tools and even new job descriptions like they're a beta version. Play with them, break them, and figure out how they work. Remember that failure isn't a dead end, it's just a funny looking detour. Second, allocate learning time because Netflix isn't a career strategy. Dedicate a small, consistent chunk of your week, even just 30 minutes, to exploring new trends, AI tools, or skills. Read articles, watch tutorials, and of course, listen to podcasts like this one. Then, network with learners. Find your tribe of nerds. Connect with people who are also obsessed with learning. Share cool resources, debate weird insights, and keep each other motivated in this wild, ever changing landscape. Step number 5, master the human AI harmony. Finally, and perhaps most crucially, is the skill of collaborating with AI and interpreting its output. AI isn't here to replace us entirely. It's here to augment us. Think of it as your superpowered co pilot, but you still need to fly the plane yourself. That being said, become a prompt engineer. Learn how to ask AI the right questions to get the best results. Experiment with different ways of praising your requests and make sure you are feeding something specific. Remember that the better you prompt, the better the output, and the more valuable you become. And of course, develop your BS detector. Learn to critically evaluate AI generated content. Is it accurate? Is it biased? Does it sound genuinely human? Your ability to refine, correct, and add that human touch makes all the difference. The robots are here. We can't deny it. But they're not here to take your unique spark. They're here to take the mundane, the repetitive, the things you probably didn't want to do anyway. Your brain, with its vast capacity for empathy, creativity, critical thinking, and endless learning, is your ultimate future proofing device. So go forth, future proofed humans. Cultivate these superpowers because while AI can perform tasks, it cannot be you. And in a world obsessed with algorithms, being uniquely you is your greatest, most indispensable advantage. Thanks for joining us on Prompted for Success. We'll see you next time where we'll share the secrets to optimizing your resume for AI recruiters and landing that interview.